Hi, I'm coming to you from my classroom, my Montessori classroom here in Paris, Kentucky, and I'm going to go through my presentation outline of how I would suggest a implementation of a type of building a culture for site-based decision making. The target audience would be a teacher in our school who teaches our third and fourth grade classroom. I think that is my daughter's in that classroom, and I think that would be something that would be incredibly valuable for them to learn so early, and the value in the culture building and respect for others that they stand to gain by participating in opportunities for group decision making. So I have an outline that I'm going to actually try to upload as well as along with this video, and I'll just kind of talk through the process of how I would present this at a staff meeting perhaps to our third and fourth grade teachers. So I think it starts basically with a baseline of conduct and classroom procedures. And that sort of starts with building a culture of community within the group. And we do this by getting to know each other, the students getting to know each other, praying for one another. We are at a Catholic school, so we pray for one another. That helps to build culture. Learning and working cooperative with each other helps to build a community, a culture of community within our group of third and fourth grade students. Also, by setting and identifying classroom rules and expectations, students then know their parameters, so they can be respectful and helpful within their classroom community by upholding the integrity of the rules and expectations within that classroom. Also, I think another baseline for site-based decision making within this classroom would be to always demonstrate as the adult, demonstrate and expect respect for each person's thoughts and responses. I think at that level of elementary school, it's not uncommon to see students being disrespectful to each other, teasing and making fun perhaps of each other for particular likes and dislikes, or for saying something they thought was silly. And I think it's so important that as teachers, we always foster a culture that is respectful and tolerant of everyone's thoughts and ideas, so that we can lead into this more progressive site-based decision-making opportunity. Also, we need to build trust by fostering a culture of love and acceptance. So we learn that through positive responses to each other, which we can teach alternative responses to negative ones, positive responses, and we teach those things, and that will eventually lead to trust within the group. Students trusting each other, the teacher trusting the students trusting the teachers. And also, we need to model respectful responses during times of disagreement. So we're not always going to share the same ideas or the same agreements upon certain opinions. We have to learn to respect each other and accept that everybody has a different idea or a different opinion, and we need to model those types of responses for our students and teach them through sharing in group time perhaps, and teach them during acting out different situations and things, giving them opportunities to practice respectful and accepting responses. Within this classroom, I think it's often possible to offer opportunities to bring decision making to the group for discussion, especially at that level. And I think it could happen earlier, but like I said, I'm targeting the third and fourth grade because my daughter's in that class. And when differences in opinions surface, it's important to offer group discussions and offer information to best support reaching a common decision. So it would be beautiful to see students learning to take turns to share and be good listeners, being active listeners, and learning those appropriate responses in group discussions, repeating and restating what they heard, and then stating something they need to add to that. I think that's a really important skill that a lot of adults lack, and that maybe we can start learning infiltrating that into our student body earlier, then maybe we will be building a more peaceful culture in our world. So I think, when we have opportunities to bring decisions, and maybe that could be, how we're going to address a particular project, getting the students involved in making those types of decisions. What would they like to participate in? What elements do they want? Do they want to write a paper? Do they want to do a poster board? Or, kind of offering out these ideas to them, or encouraging them to formulate their own ideas, bringing those to the group in a respectful way, and making those decisions as a whole group on how they want to address a project. For example, that's just one example. We also, during those opportunities, want to encourage creative idea sharing, and that way students can continue to feel and gain trust, and continue to flourish with their own idea formulation within a group setting. I think that's really important. I think a lot of kids get kind of scared and worried to share their ideas because they don't know if it's good enough or if others will think it's good enough. So I think that this would be a positive influence on our students in that way. Teachers' role is to articulate the connections between information, the ideas presented, and understanding, leading towards a quality decision. So we want to connect all of those three components: the information, the ideas, and the understanding of what is the goal. And so that's where the teacher comes in to sort of facilitate that type of connection for our students. Also, I think a really important part of group decision making and growth in this progressive model is to offer a reflection component at the end. So after the group has made their decision, that decision has been carried out, and the product has been provided or completed, then I think it's important to go back as a group at the end of that and have those discussions about, was that decision and that route the best way to go? Did the students enjoy that project and that model that they chose to complete that project? Was it successful? Like, did they gain a lot of information from that? And that can happen through a quiz, or that can happen through just group discussion. But that reflection piece, I feel like, is a really, really important. And if students are unhappy with a certain part of it, that raises up that opportunity to have those discussions about why was that not a good or positive part of that decision that they made together. And we need to also remember that it's important for our students to learn to make mistakes gracefully. And this will support their growth in participating in group decision making from now on, moving forward, to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Not every decision is going to be perfect. We are going to want to change things, but that's growth, is learning to change things and learning that we don't always have to do things the same every time. And allowing those students to see that is okay. In these experiences, students are encouraged to think of the group rather than themselves, and this helps them develop compassion and empathy, something that a lot of humans, a lot of adults in our world today are lacking. So why not reap the benefits of learning these positive ways to facilitate group decision making or site-based decision making, and learning to work together towards a goal? I think that's so important and so relevant to our students at 3rd and 4th grade. Also, and this is the last thing, these experiences can be provided through conflict resolution opportunities, through planning of upcoming content, planning projects in the classroom, goal setting for our group if we're all working towards maybe a fundraising goal. I think that's something our school is a big part of our culture here is fundraising, because we're a private Catholic school. So that would be really fun to get our student body involved in planning within their group a common fundraiser that they might want to execute within their class. So I think there's lots of opportunities and ways that we can practice site-based decision making as a group, even within our 3rd and 4th grade students. This can provide students with motivation for learning and empower them to work hard to achieve their goals, and kind of give them that little initiative and that push that they need to help raise them up, right? We want to lift our students up and lead them in a direction that is making them see and realize that they can be the best version of themselves. Thank you for this opportunity. I really enjoyed this project and this way of thinking, and I definitely am actually going to present this to our 3rd and 4th grade students and to our teachers. So I appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.